And so you got to have that trusted sort of exchange and make sure that folks are opting in appropriately, and the right tools for that job are important. And Clio, the system we talk about quite a bit here, has a CRM program called Clio Grow, and Clio Grow has now implemented an email marketing tool inside of it, which is really great if you're in the Clio ecosystem, because now all your contacts are in one place. You can use tags to create those email segmented lists that then are either super targeted to a specific outcome, or if this is just a general client newsletter or what have you. And it will track even the opt-ins and opt-outs, so you don't keep sending people emails who have asked not to receive, because we all get so much email in today's world. You don't want to just have more noise and annoyance. So that, I think, is an important thing, that regular communication and sort of figuring out what works well for your client base. And we were actually talking about this because we just recently we do a quarterly newsletter here at the office, and we just recently sent out an updated newsletter. And it was like, well, there was questions among my staff about how do we determine who goes on the list, and how do we make sure that they've opted in. And so I was able to explain sort of that process of, if you go back and look at our client agreement and our terms and conditions, one of the provisions is, hey, you consent to receiving occasional emails from the office. And we've had this for a long time, and we haven't always utilized that email marketing, if you will. And then what is the content of our newsletter? And so we don't want to put anything out there that would be seen as trying to solicit work, because that's not the intent, but it's more educational. Hey, we were out at these events and we were able to present at these different things to provide some educational things, or here's an article we wrote, or something along those lines, or a blog post. And you can just disseminate some of that information that you have done. And it's just kind of a newsletter, right? This is just the news about our office, and you may not be interested in it. That's fine. Just delete it, or you can click the unsubscribe button. It's right here.
Yeah. I found it to be a very helpful tool, and folks have complimented me, and really it's really my staff that helps out with the email marketing. But it really has been appreciated by a lot of my clients, and there have been, certain current events that have had a significant impact on my estate planning practice, whether it's the Secure Act, or here in Indiana, changes to Medicaid, the wait list for the Medicaid waiver program, things like that. The email newsletter has been a way for me to get that information out to clients so that they're aware of what has happened. And, I think it's kind of a neat thing when you see something in the news and then you get something kind of personalized from the law office about, hey, we're watching the news too. Here's what we're doing to address that problem in our law office.
Yeah. And I think that awareness, and again, you mentioned the phrase top of mind. Clients are top of mind to us, and we're thinking about how these changes could affect our client base, and making sure that we're getting that information out just to be aware and make sure that they know, hey, these options are either available or they're going away, or how do we handle this? Earlier this year, we had the beneficial ownership reporting requirements, and that was almost weekly, and some occasions every couple of days it was changing of, you have to report and the deadline's coming up, and wait a minute, no you don't, and yes you do, and no you don't. And the clients were very confused, because at some level the advice had been, let's wait until a certain point before we make a decision whether we do or don't report. But then whether you had to or not kept changing. And so I think folks appreciated that up-to-date information, and having that tool set available to the office is really important to get that information out in front of the clients or potential clients very quickly and accurately.